I'm Carolyn Carrera. I attend Brown University and I've been interning at the Moody's Investor Services under Public Project and Infrastructure Finance Group.
My name is Simone Collins. I'm a rising fourth year at the University of Virginia, and I've also been at Moody's Investor Services in the Structured Finance Group.
All right, thank you, Caroline and Simone, for sitting down with us today to have this testimonial. So you guys give us an idea of kind of what your experience has been with SEO as a general matter, from your first impressions of the group to subsequent trainings and your interactions with all the staff.
My experience at SEO so far has surpassed everything that I have expected from before coming to the program. I have learned and grown so much more than I thought I would before coming, and I have had a great experience, networked and met so many great and brilliant young professionals, and the staff are all very knowledgeable in their fields and absolutely always available and encouraging to us as interns and in helping us develop our future careers and in just helping us learn as much as possible and do the best that we possibly can at our respective companies. So I've had a great experience so far.
My initial reaction to SEO was that it offered a wide variety of opportunities for rising fourth years or rising seniors. And I applied to the CFL program because I knew that I would have a lot of opportunities to explore my financial interests. And at first I knew that SEO was going to be rigorous, especially going through the training for the first 2 weeks of the summer. But my SEO mentors have really prepared me for every hurdle that I've encountered this summer. And for the hurdles that they weren't able to prepare us for during training, they were available throughout the summer and provided us with mentors at the company. And then they were also there to help us to really just attack our internship and really get the most out of it.
Okay, great. Now we have a sense for your experience and your how you felt about SEO as a general matter. Let's get into a little bit about what you've done in your internships over the course of the past 10 weeks. Simone?
Well, one thing that I've really enjoyed about my internship is that SEO matched me with not only the company, but with the group that really parallels my background. As a math major, I really enjoy working with numbers and using my analytical mind. And within the structured finance group, I've really been able to do that. So I've done things such as create models and formulas. I've worked on deals that have gone to rating committees, which has been really exciting because then you actually get to see what these things that you've done there, it's really tangible, and then it produces something that the whole world is going to see, and that's what's really made my experience the best.
For me, like I mentioned, I worked under the Public Project Infrastructure Finance Group, and within that group I worked in the utilities sector, which at first I had no idea what it was, but a lot like Simone, I feel that SEO and Moody's both placed me in a group that couldn't have matched my interests and my personality better, because within that group, I have been exposed to a lot more than I was expecting to be exposed to, along with further developing my technical skills with software and creating models and analyzing financial statements that the analysts use. I have also been lucky enough to be able to attend investors meetings and attend meetings within the utilities company. So I have really been able to see exactly what the team does and how it is that they get to the ratings that they get to, which has really made my experience that much more valuable and that much more broad, which is exactly what I was hoping to get out of my internship this summer.
Great. So I'm a rising junior, and I'm looking at the website and I'm trying to get a feel for whether or not I want to apply for SEO, and I'm kind of on the fence. What would you say would be your best bit of advice for someone in my position regarding making that decision?
I would say first, really think about what it is that you like and what your strengths are, because SEO has a lot of options, and they have, from the websites you can notice that they have tons of partner companies. So just, if you know your strengths and if you know what it is that you're looking to get out of your experience, then it'll be easier for both your application process to SEO and then for SEO to place you in the right company for you. So it's definitely more of a personal process, and really knowing what your career interests are, what your personal interests are, and then along with that what your strengths are. So I'd say it's more personal than not.
Okay.
As far as the application and interview process goes, I definitely recommend accessing any SEO alum at your school or anybody that you have at your disposal who's gone through an interview process before, because I know that I definitely wouldn't have had this opportunity had I not been through mock interviews with people at my school, people that had applied for SEO before, people that had been through SEO before, helping me out. And it's using your network and also just using the resources that you have at your disposal. And I think that is something that really gave me a competitive advantage.
Great. So what would be, one last question, what would be your one major takeaway from this summer's experience? If you had to narrow it down to one thing, what would you say was like the biggest selling point for you when you go back to your respective campuses to talk to students?
I'd say that one of the greatest things that I've taken away from this experience is the network that I've gained at Moody's. Everyone in my company has been so open to meeting with me and talking with me about what they do, and they all want me to keep in contact with them. That's something that I definitely intend on doing once I go back to school. And it's just, SEO really emphasized the need for networking, and that's something that I carried throughout my internship with me, and that's something that I'm definitely going to take away, and it's something that I'm going to have forever.
For me, it's, I guess, a little less tangible. At the beginning, they always told us get comfortable with being uncomfortable, and that's something that at first I didn't necessarily know what it meant. But once I got to the company, pretty much every day I was reminded that I had to be comfortable with not exactly knowing where it was that I was or what I was doing or what the people around me were saying, because as a student I still didn't know the terminology that the professionals around me used. So definitely something that I'm taking away is being uncomfortable with the uncomfortable and pushing myself to get out of my comfort zone in order to get the most out of the experience that I was offered this summer.